Thank you. Thank you very much. And Mariam and Essen, there are lots of chaperons, young people around. You can ask them to come and sit. We have been waiting all day, so I need to build my own audience. So there's a lot of young people outside. They're chaperoning. You can ask them to sit. Thank you very much. Look, there are three things. And people talk about people. Some people talk about the planet. Some people talk about the profits. And since morning, because it is an executives forum and it's a corporate forum, we are talking a lot about profits. We are talking a lot about corporate governance. We are talking a lot about sustainability. We just heard. Let me talk about people. And they say that capital market is the real denominator for financially inclusive modeling. I say, what good is a capital market in absence of human capital? People say that private equity is something that we need to trade off and to build and to create businesses. I say, what good is private equity in absence of gender equity? People say that digital inclusivity is the game for digital transformation. But I say, first we need social inclusivity before we need to talk about the digital inclusivity. So I would like to talk about the social contract between the citizen and the society. 75 years is a very young age. It's usually the age of our parents. This country is work in progress. And for you to understand, you can never have equity, what to talk about growth, sustainability, and an impact on GDP, unless and until you emphasize on the people. Second largest out of school children population, 220 million, 2.5 crore bachcha schoolon se bahar after Nigeria. Everyone talks about corporate governance, policy, institutions, democracy. How can you have democracy and institutional functioning when 220 million, 22 crore log, when they are born in Pakistan, they are born as subjects, not as citizens. When people are born, they're not born as citizens, they're born as subjects. Education, literacy, social contract transforms subjects into citizenry. So the first thing that we need more strategic in our country is our investment in literacy and a grassroots investment across the provinces and the public sector. With the current polarization and disparity in education, look at, we have been able to do so much in Pakistan. Just imagine कि पाकिस्तान का हर गली मोहल्ले का बच्चा जब स्कूल्स जाएगा, हर मदरसे का बच्चा जब इंग्लिश मैथ्स एंड साइंस को पढ़ेगा, हर पब्लिक स्कूल के अंदर मिसिंग फैसिलिटीज खत्म होंगी, तो यू रियली डू नॉट नीड टू क्रिएट एन इकोसिस्टम. ये जो इकोसिस्टम की बातें करते हैं, लेट मी टेल देम, इन आवर कंट्री वी हैव एन ईगो सिस्टम, नॉट एन इकोसिस्टम. If you want to transform the ego system into an ecosystem, just invest in the social dynamics of literacy, poverty alleviation, microfinance, social and human capital. So nothing is more strategic. Your strategic weapons are not strategic than the people of the country if you want active, inclusive and an equitable citizenry. आगे चलते हैं कि ये बात करते हैं हम लोग, सिखाया जाता है slow and steady wins the race. Slow and steady does not win the race. It is the fast and consistent who wins the race. हमारे टीचर्स कहते थे, बेटा money does not grow on trees. वो टीचर्स गलत कहते हैं अब. Money does grow on trees. The more trees you plant, the more carbon credits you get. Game बहुत बदल चुकी है पाकिस्तान में. People must realize that these institutions called schools. Now when I talk about school, I don't talk about the private sector. I talk about the state, government, madrasa, community, development, donor. When we talk about schools, they contribute to knowledge society. And when you talk about universities, they contribute to knowledge economy. So next question जो आपका था कि policy level पे क्या करना चाहिए? भाई policy level पे it is a story about three people. I have always been on the other side. When I had an opportunity to be in an interim setup, and I always said to the government that look, you need, it's a story about three people, skill, will and bill. The government needs to have the bill, they need to have a larger contribution of GDP to education, they need the skilled people, right people for the right jobs, Education is no more a federating subject. After the 18th Amendment, it is a provincial subject. So the real investment needs to go into provinces, building capacity of the district education communities and the schools that we serve. And the most important thing is the government needs the political will. That do they really want to invest? Now we keep hearing over the last 75 years कि हमारी stock market ये है, industry ये है, media ये है, society ये है. आपके सारे मसलों का हल, may that be terrorism, may that be economic inclusion, may that be equity, may that be disparity, and may that be economic dependence or interdependence. It comes through basic concept of literacy. आप बारी बारी कहते हैं कि अभी बांग्लादेश आगे निकल गया, they invested in literacy. आप कहते हैं हिंदुस्तान is today placing orders of 500 planes, 250 each from Boeing and Airbus. They have invested in school level literacy. So जब तक आप एक basic fundamental issue को policy and perspective में address नहीं करेंगे, how can you have economic and GDP contribution in absence of your citizens being disenfranchised in a simple concept of citizenship? तो इन चीज़ों को भी आप लोगों को देखना चाहिए. बाकी मैं आपको ये बताता चलूं कि the only thing which will remain certain, boys and girls, listen, boys and girls, listen, the only thing that shall remain certain, it is called uncertainty. The only constant that will remain in the world, it will be called the constant of change. So embrace yourself for the future. This taboo and this narrative that governments will come and they will create jobs, it's absolutely a myth. It's not a reality. State has no money. They cannot create jobs. You, the private sector, the young people and the youth of Pakistan, which is 63% under 30, you will create jobs. So the definition of the chief CEO should not be chief executive officer. Gone are the days of executive marriages and executive corporate leaders. CEOs are called the chief energy officers, and they should come up with those sustainable and inclusive and actable ideas to be able to inspire change. तो बात आपका मसला हल तब होगा जब आप realize करेंगे that we need to unlearn and relearn, और बच्चों को आपने ये बताना है कि नौकरी 1 लाख रुपए की नहीं लेनी, 1 लाख लोगों को नौकरियां या 100 लोगों को नौकरियां क्रिएट करनी है. In my education system, I tell them, beta, I'm not preparing you for 100,000 rupees a month. I want you to create 100 jobs a month. तो पहले बच्चों को रिस्क टेकिंग सिखाएं, क्योंकि मैं हमेशा कहता हूं कि रिस्क हैज द रिवॉर्ड्स, और उर्दू में कहता हूं कि रिस्क में रिस्क है. और जहां तक पाकिस्तान की बात है, पाकिस्तान की अभी तो पार्टी शुरू हुई है. नाजुक दौर से अभी तो गुजर रहा था, गुजरा है, गुजरेगा. We are not going to run away. We are going to take active participation and initiative. People, those who will come and be part of the Pakistan's future, you will be the real dividend for the future. So, और ये जो लोग बाहर statistics है जी, लोग बाहर जा रहे हैं, 8 लाख पाकिस्तानी चले गए हैं. नॉर्मल हालात में भी 5 लाख गए थे. और जो जा रहे हैं, घबराए मत. You can take a Pakistani out of Pakistan. You can take a Pakistani out of Pakistan. You can never take that Pakistan out of the Pakistani. तड़प तड़प के वो वापस आता है. क्यानी साहब बैठे हुए हैं, कनाडा से वापस आए हैं. कोई पाकिस्तानी नहीं है जो तड़प के वापस पाकिस्तान ना आए. So I am an optimist. I trade in hope and with young people. और मैं आपके फोरम से ये रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि इतनी स्ट्रेटेजिक बातें ना किया करें. Talk to the heart. When your heart is at the right place, your head will follow. Use your hands and consider Pakistan as your home country. Thank you.